over the weekend, I shared this on Twitter. The New York Times had an editorial by a guest columnist. Buried in Saturday's column about kids returning to school was this paragraph. This is from the New York Times Saturday editorial page. First, schools should be open. They should never have closed and should never close again. That was a mistake we will pay for over decades. I want to read that again because I want you to ask yourself, man, who did that sound like? It sounds like Clay Travis, what he's been saying for a couple of years. New York Times buried 2.5 years into COVID in their editorial page. First, schools should be open. They should never have closed and should never close again. That was a mistake we will pay for over decades. It's 100% right. Why did it take the New York Times 2.5 years to feature anybody saying this on their editorial page? In fact, if you said this when I started saying it, you were trying to kill grandma. All of the data supported me. All of the science supported me. I started arguing we never should have shut down schools at all in April and May of 2020, over 2.5 years ago, right after we shut down schools. Many of you will remember my kids went to public school in August of 2020. Last year, I went and spoke at my school board and said there's no way to justify kids having to wear masks, and people were outraged that I would have the audacity to say that. By the way, I was right again. The data was clear and transparent and undoubtedly on my side. So how have we ended up in a world where all of a sudden, note what's going on, they're going to bury paragraphs like these, and in the years ahead, eventually, it's going to be very hard to find anyone who said, yeah, I was in favor of schools closing. That was the right decision associated with COVID, because it was 100% wrong. And they're going to say, but how could we have ever known? Well, we could have known because nincompoops like me just looked at the basic data, said kids aren't in danger. We need them in school. The kids that are not able to go to school are overwhelmingly minority disadvantaged kids. Everyone needs to be in school. My own kids were in school, public school. And I said, kids need to be in school without wearing masks. Totally unnecessary. Said the COVID shot, totally unnecessary for kids. And overwhelmingly, vast majorities of the American population are voting alongside of me. What is it, 3% of parents out there with kids who are 6 months old to 5 years old are right now getting the COVID shot for their kids. I didn't get the COVID shot for my 5 to 11-year-olds. They're never going to get it. They don't need it. They probably already had COVID because I've had COVID twice. My mom's had COVID. Dad's had COVID. Wife's had COVID twice. Everybody's had COVID in our family. I'm sure the kids have had it. And guess what? It was such a minor inconvenience for them that we can't even point to a time when they may have had COVID because they were perfectly fine, as it was eminently predictable they would be.